Welcome to Employment Law This Week. I'm George Whipple. Our top story, welcome relief for employers under the Affordable Care Act. Over the holidays, the U.S. government and federal agencies announced deadline extensions for two significant ACA provisions. Information reporting deadlines for the tax year 2015 have been extended by several months, and the effective date for the so-called Cadillac tax has also been delayed. This 40% excise tax on high-cost health care plans will now take effect January 1st, 2020. Here's Michelle Capezza on the Cadillac tax delay.
Certainly, the delay in the effective date of the Cadillac tax will afford employers additional time to evaluate their health plan offerings and determine whether they really want to make any design changes should the Cadillac tax become a reality. Any employers that are undergoing the collective bargaining process and negotiating new contracts also would want to keep in mind the delayed effective date of the Cadillac tax. Many employers switch to high-deductible health plans with health savings accounts as a way to bring down the cost of their health plan, and maybe some of them would like to reevaluate that and consider what to do going forward. Same is true for flexible spending accounts and wellness programs and on-site medical clinics, as well as retiree medical coverage. All of these things were evaluated because of the Cadillac tax, and perhaps if we have an extension or even if it's repealed, decisions made in those situations may need to be reevaluated. And of course, the financial impact and the accounting impact of the delay in the Cadillac tax, as well as the new deductibility of the expense, are also factors that should be considered.
Safe harbor for a wellness program. A federal judge in the Seventh Circuit ruled that Wisconsin plastics maker Flambeau did not violate ADA protections with its wellness exam and questionnaire. The EEOC brought the claim because the company required employees to take the exam to enroll in health coverage. The ADA normally prohibits mandatory medical exams unless they are job-related. In this case, employees were not at risk of losing their jobs if they did not participate in the program. The judge ruled that because the information gathered during the exam was used to establish and administer the company's bona fide benefit plan, it fell under the ADA's safe harbor exception. Paid leave is not termination of employment, a California federal judge rules. The EEOC charged that a San Jose bakery violated an injunction against firing an employee when it placed her on paid leave. The employee is currently involved in a worker discrimination suit against the bakery, alleging that she was treated differently because of her Mexican heritage. The judge rejected the EEOC's argument, ruling that the injunction was not violated because paid leave is not equivalent to a firing. And the Sixth Circuit says that a termination notice is not the end of employment. A group of employees fired from Vanderbilt University Medical Center in July 2013 brought a mass layoff claim under the Worker Adjustment and Retraining Notification Act. The group was too small to qualify for Warren, so they relied on the aggregation provision, which allows groups of employees fired within 90 days of each other to combine for the action. The second group received notice of their layoffs in September 2013, which falls within the 90-day threshold. But since that second group was on payroll until November of that year, the Sixth Circuit said that the employment relationship did not end until then, and so Warren does not apply in this case. And that brings us to our tip of the week. Here's Stephen Scheinberg, General Counsel of the Anti-Defamation League, with some advice about building a privacy compliance program.
Privacy is on everyone's mind, and a privacy compliance program has never been more important. To create one, follow these steps. First, you need to know what data you have. You need to know where it's stored and who has access to it. Next, you need to understand what data needs to be kept private. It's also very important to remember that privacy is an employment law matter. The single biggest source of releases of data is through an employee's keyboard, whether they're being malicious, negligent, or they've been tricked into releasing that data. Having strong policies and excellent training will go a long way to ensuring that employees are not the source of a data breach. Finally, it's very important to prepare for a breach. Have a plan in place and speak to your insurance carrier.
Thanks, Steve. That's it for Employment Law This Week. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.